Have you ever wondered about the most interesting events that have unfolded in America? Just think about it. A country with a rich tapestry of history, filled with tales that can make your heart race and your mind whirl. From its birth as a nation, through civil wars and technological advances, to the digital era. Each event is a piece of a puzzle that makes America what it is today. Intrigued? Join us on a fascinating journey through time and events. We begin our journey in the 18th century with the birth of a nation. This was a time of revolution and change, as the 13 colonies of North America sought to free themselves from the grip of British rule. A group of determined individuals, driven by the ideals of liberty, justice, and the pursuit of happiness, decided to take a stand. Their goal? To create a new nation, independent and free. This was no small feat. It required immense courage, conviction, and a willingness to risk everything for the sake of freedom. But these brave souls were not deterred. They rallied their fellow colonists, sparking a revolution that would forever change the course of history. The American Revolution, as we now call it, was a tumultuous and bloody conflict. It was a struggle for independence, a fight for rights, and a rebellion against oppression. But through it all, the spirit of the revolutionaries remained unbroken. The culmination of this struggle was the signing of the Declaration of Independence. This historic document, penned by Thomas Jefferson and adopted by the Continental Congress on July 4, 1776, boldly proclaimed the colony's independence from Britain. It was a declaration not just of independence but of principles and ideals that would come to define the United States. This marked the beginning of a new era, setting the stage for many more interesting events. Fast forward to the mid-19th century, a time of great tension and conflict. We find ourselves in the midst of the Civil War, an era that would forever alter the trajectory of America. A nation, once united, was split asunder by profound disagreements over issues of slavery and state rights. These were the main causes of the Civil War. On one hand, Southern states, heavily reliant on agriculture and slavery, fought for their right to decide whether to allow slavery within their borders. On the other hand, Northern states, rapidly industrializing and moving away from slavery, sought to prevent its spread. As the country descended into war, key battles erupted across the nation. The Battle of Gettysburg, often referred to as the war's turning point, saw the Union's Army of the Potomac defeat the Confederacy's Army of Northern Virginia. It was a bloody three-day confrontation that resulted in an estimated 51,000 casualties, making it one of the deadliest battles in American history. Yet, the Civil War was more than just battles and bloodshed. It was a war of ideals, a struggle for what the nation would become. The Emancipation Proclamation issued by President Abraham Lincoln in 1862 declared that all enslaved people in Confederate-held territory were to be set free. This was a monumental step towards the eventual end of slavery, redefining the purpose of the war and setting a moral compass for the nation. The Civil War finally came to an end in 1865 with the surrender of the Confederate Army, but the end of the war did not signify an immediate end to the struggles of the era. The nation had to grapple with the Reconstruction period, a time of rebuilding and reconciling, and the long road to civil rights for all its citizens. A period of great turmoil, the Civil War era shaped the nation in ways that still resonate today. As we move into the 20th century, America stands at the forefront of many significant advancements. Imagine a world where humans couldn't fly, where women didn't have the right to vote, where economic prosperity was a whimsical dream, and the moon was but a distant, unattainable object in the night sky. Well, that was America at the dawn of the 20th century. But change was in the air, and what a whirlwind of transformation it was. In the early 1900s, two brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright, dared to challenge gravity. Their successful flight at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina in 1903 marked a groundbreaking moment. It was a flight of just 12 seconds, but it changed the course of history, paving the way for the era of modern aviation. Meanwhile, on the social front, a wave of change was swelling. Women across America were raising their voices, demanding equality and the right to vote. Their relentless struggle culminated in the ratification of the 19th Amendment in 1920, ensuring women's suffrage. This was a significant leap towards gender equality, a battle that continues to this day. But the 20th century wasn't just a time of progress, it was also a time of hardship. The Great Depression of the 30s was a period of severe economic downturn that left millions jobless and homeless. It was a stark reminder of the volatility of capitalism, a lesson that shaped America's economic policies for decades to come. Despite these trials, America's spirit of exploration didn't wane. In fact, it soared higher than ever before. In 1969, the Apollo 11 mission successfully landed the first humans on the moon. This marked a colossal achievement not just for America, but for all of humanity. These events not only shaped America but also had a profound impact on the world. Now we step into the digital era, a time of rapid technological advancement. In the blink of an eye, our world was transformed by a revolutionary tool, the internet. It was as if humanity had been handed a new sense, a sixth sense, that connected us to every corner of the globe in an instant. This monumental shift in communication and accessibility gave birth to the information age, where knowledge is not only power, but as commonplace as the air we breathe. With this digital revolution came the tech boom, a period of intense growth and innovation in the technology sector. Silicon Valley became the modern gold rush, attracting bright minds and ambitious entrepreneurs. Companies like Google, Apple, and Facebook, once fledgling startups, blossomed into tech behemoths, fundamentally altering how we work, play, and connect with one another. But it wasn't just about gadgets and gizmos. The rise of social media platforms changed the very fabric of our society. We began sharing our lives online, creating a digital footprint that echoes in the vast expanse of cyberspace. For better or worse, it altered our perception of privacy, redefined our relationships, and gave voice to those who might otherwise have been silent. Yet, even in this era of connection and innovation, we face trials. The horrific events of September 11, 2001, united us in grief and resolve, showing us the darkest side of humanity. But from that darkness, we also witnessed the strength of the American spirit. And then a beacon of hope and change, the election of the first African-American president, Barack Obama. A historic moment that represented progress and the promise of a more inclusive America. As we navigated the complexities of this digital era, we saw the best and worst of what we could be. Through it all, we remained resilient, adapting and evolving with every new challenge and opportunity. These events have shaped the America we know today. So, we've taken a quick journey through some of the most interesting events in American history. We started with the birth of a nation, a time of exploration and discovery. We then moved on to the Civil War era, which demonstrated the nation's resilience and determination to uphold its ideals. The 20th century brought us remarkable advances in technology, culture, and society, paving the way for the digital era. In this digital age, we've witnessed an explosion of technological innovation and connectivity, changing the way we live, work, and interact. Each era, each event has left its mark, contributing to the rich tapestry that is America. It's a story of transformation, of progress, and of unyielding spirit. And it's a story that's still being written day by day, with every headline, every tweet, every step we take. As we look back, we realize how these events have shaped America, a nation of progress and change.